Hello and welcome to Aetheris. This is a interesting little weird art, beautiful game that is a turn-based tactics RPG, has inspirations from tabletops and board games and a little bit of like Darkest Dungeon tossed in there. This was a bit of a weird one for me to cover, so I went ahead and played it for a few hours myself, but we are going to go in and we're going to play this for about a half an hour, give you the general gist, and if it's something that you think you might be interested in, there'll be a link to the Steam page in the description below. Go on over there, give it a wish list, or go ahead and grab it. It is out now. We are going to go ahead and jump into a new game. Yesterday, the world cracked open. 4 Vazard warriors were enjoying a gnat stew when the earth began to shake. The sky filled with clouds and a huge black mass burst from the mountain above their village. The shade began to spread. Brave warriors chose to examine it more closely. This game has such a unique and beautiful art style. It's something that you kind of both have to get used to, and also it's kind of like both amazing and also so alien that you kind of have to get used to it. If at any point, by the way, you can press WASD to make your guys run instead of just walking slowly. It is a very nice scene here, but I do want them to run. Ahead of the warriors, the shade has engulfed everything. The road, the ground, even the sky. Lightning and growls burst out of the strange, opaque fog that faces them. To find out what it is, they have only one choice: move forward. Run away while there's still time. We're going to skip the tutorial. I want to get into a normal run. The terrified warriors consider heading back to their village, but one does not simply walk away from the shade. The evil shade catches up and swallows them. Others will have to pick up the torch. We'll cover what the shade is a little bit more in a moment, but that tutorial is basically teaching you how to play a tactics game, and I've played a lot of tactics. I played Final Fantasy Tactics, Etude Grimoire. I played a lot of them. The warriors never made it back. Something emerged from the shade, eating them alive, spreading panic. Is this the cataclysm the prophecy spoke of? The shade keeps spreading. It is now up to you to take action. You and 3 other Vazards have offered a safe path to help the village escape the wilderness. Make haste. Shade quickly catches up with anyone leaving the village. Weirdly enough, the village is safe though, which is odd, right? Protected by the spirits of your ancestors, apparently. Put that thing said in the bottom. Okay, so we are going to suggest a party, and then we're going to look at what was suggested. So we can look here. So we have a guy that starts with... Does he have no weapon? No, I don't want someone with no weapon. Oh, I see why they suggested him to me, because he's level 2. Well, we can get a weapon pretty soon. Then we have a pistol guy who likes support. This is a... You can tell by the red skills down here that this guy, he has war cry and bloody fight. He likes to be aggressive. He'll also be kind of tanky. Then we have a healer guy down here. We have someone with spiritual assault, which is really good, and mathematics. That's kind of a weird choice there, but they are a bit of a mage, and they have a rusty dagger. And then our last guy is going to be a bit of a trap person. I do actually want to replace the trap person. I am not interested in bringing a trap person with me. I tried traps during my run, and I did not enjoy them. So instead, we're going to bring this guy who has powerful strikes and fortune telling. We'll be able to mess with that a little bit more later, so don't worry too much about that. But basically, sort of similar in concept to Darkest Dungeon. At the beginning of each area, you do get, or the beginning of each run, you do get to select what adventurers you come with you, and they all have a spirit. The spirit is the dead souls of your previous adventurers, and it gives each one of these guys a revive, and then I believe it gives them these stats, but only after they've used up the revive. So we're gonna go ahead and hit start. And you'll see soon what I mean by the fact that it has like this board game tabletop kind of influence to it as well. So not only is there going to be fights, but there's going to be little events, and those events very drastically can change what's how our people are doing. We are just going to hold right here. So you have the tracker along the bottom. This is it. You just got out of the village. It's trembling in excitement. Adventure calls, even though you don't know which way to go. So even though it says that there's a single tracker here, this is just like, I will have a quest, an event, and then a camp, etc., right? this actually just determines how a lot of these things will go. So I am going to go... Let's go to Sacred Orchard first. And each of those are kind of aligned with a major stat. Orchard's pretty close to the village. It's where Vazards return to the earth with a seed in their mouth so they can ascend to become spirits. Among the big and brown tree of the elders and more recent saplings, there are fresh graves aplenty. We can look closely at the trees, or we can pay respect to the dead. We can't do these two things because this person right here is the person who's acting, and he doesn't have these skills, basically. Trees are shedding leaves as if sickness has taken hold of them. Saddens you, and further reinforces your determination to save your village. You need to get moving. So yeah, he gained 30 XP for that. And all of those will have kind of rewards or downfalls like that. And then there's going to be 3 or 4 per area fights. The fights are, I mean, like I said, Tactics RPG. It is straight up a Tactics fight. I do want to keep my people near each other because I don't know what they do yet. So these 4 over here are mine, and then these are the 2 bad guys. I can go ahead and hit ready up. It's going to roll initiative for everyone, and it'll roll initiative for everyone each turn. So we started with this guy. I can attack, or I can do a spiritual assault. And in the bottom left, you'll see I have movement points, action points, and spirituality. The movement and the action come back every turn, but spirituality does not unless you start getting perks that do it. So spiritual assaults, it has a really long range. We're going to go ahead and do that. It's basically like it's a long range magic attack and uses up a little bit of movement. Since that guy's our mage, we're going to move him to the back and go ahead and pass turn. This guy has a heal and then another heal, but he also has a gun. So let's just gun. And then I'm going to move you back as well because I want to get out of the way. This guy appears to have a dagger and a pretty heavy hit. So I think we'll move you up to try and encourage the enemies to attack you. This guy has a war cry and bloody fights. War cry does all allies for 3 turns. Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Gives us a bunch of strength, which is that'll be our melee damage, I do believe. We roll initiative. We have our mage back. We're gonna go ahead and try and finish that guy off. Perfect. Move up a little bit. And then with our healer, I want to make sure that none of these cost spirituality, which you can see the cost in the bottom left corner there, and then the bottom right corner is the range and the cooldown. Since neither of these cost any spirituality, I'm going to go ahead and use them now to keep this guy topped up on HP, because we should be able to kill this thing really quickly. Inflicts a bunch of damage to target, and yourself receive bleeding. Let's just do it. Wait, do I have enough to do it again? I do. Wow. And then the bleed won't matter because I finish him off. At least I'm hoping that the bleed falls off by the end of the battle. But yeah, it's a typical Tactics game. Some of the interesting things come in whenever people start leveling up. And I'll show that off as soon as possible. And then you get loot at the end. We got a heavy dagger. Had some sort of negative stat on it, though. We'll check it out right away. So we have one person without weapons, right? Yeah. It adds -2 SP. You know, this guy doesn't have anything that costs SP right now. So we're going to go ahead and equip it to him. Then we have a camp. So an important thing here is that the only way to get this SP back is to pray here, to have some sort of talent or have some sort of event happen. So be careful about spending it. This thing in the bottom left is how long before the shade that you saw in the intro is going to catch up to us. And the only way that I've ever found to add to it is by events or running. If you run, you kind of get ahead of it a little bit. You will have to do this every once in a while. We could rest, which will heal everyone to full, but it's not necessary. And this early on, I think I'm just going to train because that gives everyone just a little bit of experience. We don't really need to start running. We have plenty. We have 21 days before the shade catches us. And some people did level. So this is one of the cool things. If we were all level 1, I actually started with level 2 adventurers, but if we were all level 1, there would be a perfectly even distribution between empathy, mysticism, rationality, and brutality. And what these decide is what skills you get, both active and passive. So I do want one person very heavy into empathy. Empathy is basically healing. So we're going to go ahead and click empathy. We get a trait, a bonus. This doesn't affect anything. We just choose whatever we want. This guy already has 11% dodge, so we're going to go into more dodge there. And then here's another thing that's kind of cool. So you draft 2 cards, but then you get to pick what you want afterwards. He already has 2 active skills that I like, so we're going to take 2 passives here. And the right ones are passives, the left ones are actives. And as you get through the deck, you will find more and more rare ones. So we have Mercy. The group gains 15 dodge for 1 turn whenever you kill an enemy. That's pretty cool. Or healing skills and heal an additional 4 HP. That's even better. So my +4 heal and my +20 heal are now, honestly, like 20% better. It's pretty good. Looks like he's the only one that leveled up. And we move on. Come across a wounded Vazard lying on the ground. A lone wanderer still packed with merchandise. They're covered in strains, wounds, and a dark smoke arises in the distance. What happened? We can heal them, or we can just run towards the smoke. Let's go ahead and heal them. Apparently not. Despite your best efforts, the wanderer dies in your arms. Their blood is strangely tainted green and burning your scales. You understand too late that they've been poisoned. It just won't stop burning. And apparently I lost HP for that. Rude. Sometimes you can't really predict what's going to happen. You come across a stream, a raging one at that. Its waters are agitated and roaring. An old wooden bridge was built across, but no one seems to have taken it in ages, let alone taken care of it. Several planks are on the verge of falling off while others did so a long time ago. Safety isn't the first thing that comes to mind about this bridge. Look for another bridge or look for a ford. We'll look for a ford. The ford was where you remembered. However, the stream is nothing but peaceful and shallow. You can cross without thinking. Plus 30 experience. Oh, hey, and someone leveled up too. Very nice. So this guy is my Warcry Bloody Fight guy. He's very heavy into brutality. Brutality is basically the pure offense thing. I do actually think that... Yeah, let's keep this guy brutality. Because he has that Warcry and that Bloody Fight. But with Bloody Fight, I'm considering making this guy hybrid into spirituality so to get him some healing. I am going to take +4 strength because that more than doubles his strength, which is physical attacks. And then, once again, he has 2 actives, so I'm going to take 2 passives. +4 defense, and enemies can't ignore your defense. Don't know what that means, but it sounds good. +3 strength for each 3 turns you've received damage. Berserker's pretty good with Bloody Fight. Because I can guarantee I take a little bit of damage every turn from bleeding. And then we'll probably want to definitely synergize that guy into healing so that he can heal himself after berserking a whole bunch. And then we're going to have another fight. I got pretty far in this game, and I won't be able to complete an episode, or complete the game in 1 episode, because I played this game for an hour and a half, and I only got to, like, chapter 3 or something like that. I never died or anything, but I did get very far. We're going to, once again, line everyone up. I don't know if that's the right idea. I haven't been punished for doing it yet. Some people are damaged, so we're going to go ahead and just keep everyone topped up. And since I didn't move, I have enough AP and movement points left to fire my gun. We're gonna back him up. It's Mage's turn. Immediately do that little fire thing. Spiritual Assault is just going to happen every turn. Back him up 2. We'll rush this guy in. Flux weapon damage and -3. But it also costs 2 spirituality. We're going to save that. Save it for when we need it. And then we're going to Bloody Fight twice again. Very nice. Honestly, I should have saved that bleed removal. Can I fire through my friends? Well, it doesn't matter because I don't have enough points. Get some more of that Spiritual Assault going. Move a little closer. I think it's time to Bloody Fight a bunch more. Seems like a really strong move. And just stab him in the face. Easy fight. Easy fight. We do have a boss fight coming up soon, though. That might be a little bit more of a challenge. Seems like starting with these level 2 adventurers made this first zone kind of a complete pushover. We have a sword and a bone stick. It gives me health. It gives me power. We might want to give the bone stick to the guy that's been casting spells, because I think he started with a knife, which is not exactly... It's not exactly beneficial for what he wants to do. So who's casting spells? This guy. Go ahead and equip that. Okay. The flayed guard finally gave its last breath, or rather its last roar. Stare at your vanquished foe. Okay. Still trembling in fear from the fight. You've managed to win, and now your opponent's corpse lies on the ground as proof of victory. It wasn't actually that scary of a fight. Gazing upon it, you don't feel afraid anymore. You feel strong. Ooh, critical damage increased by 15% for the whole party. Hot damn. Well, we still have plenty of time. And everyone's basically at full HP. So let's train again. Just get a little bit ahead on EXP, because later on we're going to have to be running and resting a whole bunch. So let's take the opportunity now to level up. So Deimos here is split between rationality and spirituality, or mysticism. We'll push him harder into mysticism so that we get a mage. I don't really want strength, so let's go for Matt's HP. Ooh, a legendary active. And a rare or epic passive. Give 6 AP to an ally for 1 turn, or inflict -1 AP to a target. To targets which you inflict magic damage to. Ooh, so that just happens automatically. Time Shift seems really good, giving 6 AP to someone. But paralyzing magic just happens every turn, reducing the amount of things that the enemies can do on the turn. Also got to level up for this guy. This guy's split between mysticism and fight. Sure, let's join the mysticism with him as well. We'll balance this guy out. This guy has critical damage or crit chance. Let's go for crit chance, of course. He also gets a legendary active. Ooh, there's another legendary back there. We're going to choose a a common though, because there's a chance that I don't really want this. Bunch of extra power or mental destruction. Inflicts -6 AP, -3 MP, and 50 dodge to an enemy for 1 turn. Wow, so just completely debuff someone. I'll happily take that. It does cost 2 SP though, so we won't be able to use that all the time. But that might be a good thing to soften up a boss. Something's in the way. Looks like a strange cart overturned across the road. Its occupants have disappeared, but its cargo's still there. Let's check the surroundings. You raise your snout and sniff the air around you. There's something foul here. The footprints across the cart are clear. Something was chasing its occupants. Better get out of here. Increased by dodge. Get another fight. And for the record, the reason why different options are chosen is because of that tree that you saw. The spirituality, brutality, rationality. Whatever you're good at is the choices that you can choose. And the person who's choosing is the one up front. And it does seem to kind of rotate between them. Okay, I want my... This is my Spellblade. Let's keep my 2 spell people together and my healer over here. In fact, I'm actually just going to group them up like that. See how that goes. Trying to keep them... I don't think I'm going to be able to stop them from taking damage. Well, this guy's getting a lot of stacks of Berserker. Let's go ahead and heal him right away, honestly. And then back up a bit. None of them go after us, so it doesn't matter who we hit with this. But we'll go ahead and hit that guy with some magic. And then bloody fight. God, that's so strong. Oh, I should have War Pride first. I didn't realize I had enough AP to do both. And then we're going to stand between these 2 guys here. Mental Destruction. Yeah, I don't really want to use either of those right now. Let's just stab this guy twice. Oh, hey, we get to go first this time. Thank goodness. Let's do a spell on this guy this time, because the -1 AP might prevent that guy from charging. Jeez. This guy is... Last time I was hitting for, like, maximums of, like, 12. Now I'm hitting for, like, 19s with this Berserker. We are going to step forward and heal him, though. And get that bleed off of him. And I have enough AP left over to shoot this guy. With my wonky rifle. Oh, jeez. That's a lot of damage. I was thinking about saving my turn to get back around to the healer, but I'm pretty sure the healers... Yeah, both of their abilities were going to be on cooldown. So there's no reason to stay in combat. 2 small boots. Playhound leather boot is useful, but it leaves your paws covered in blisters. Increases your movement speed, but reduces your health points. I'm not sure if I'll want that on anyone. -24 whenever I have only 84 HP. It's a pretty big hit. That's 30%. Yeah, he only has 20 HP left. Honestly, we have a boss fight coming up. Let's just go ahead and rest. It's going to cost us a little bit of extra time, but it does mean that we're going to go into the upcoming boss fight with full HP unless one of these events screws with us. And your characters do just get like a lot more options, a lot more passives. There's some pretty interesting weapons in the game. There's a lot of stuff that happens, and you get accessories as well that will have some pretty strong effects. You cross paths of wanderers and recognize their clothing and weapons. They're scouts. They offer help and guidance in the long road that still awaits you. I'm gonna say be wary with them, because last time I said travel with them. They definitely look fishy, these wanderers. You can bet they're trying to steal from you whenever you least expect it, but you won't let them have it your way. Have it their way. You want to sheath your weapon and hit the closest one in the face before running away. Their chaotic streams of confusion and panic made you wonder if they were really up to anything bad. Defense lowered by 4. What? Skip the next event. Oh, I skipped the next event. Interesting. So I just go straight to the boss. Well, that's good for the video because we're approaching the 23-minute mark. And we go to our first boss, which is a fire-breathing lizard thing with, like, collage art across its body. A Multan. Okay. So we got one guy all the way over here. Let's not do that. The mage in the back. It's the healer. And we'll put the berserker up front because we want him to take damage if possible. And we do actually want to spread out. I fought this guy before. He has a fire breath. So I don't want to... I want to... D&D rules here. No one stands in a line. If possible. Oh, thank goodness we go first. We are going to immediately use our spiritual assault on the Multan to reduce his HP. Or AP, sorry. And we're honestly just going to back up. With him. This guy's going to go all in. Bleed both himself and the enemy. I think I pissed it off. And we'll do mental destruction. Oh, I can't. It has really short range. This is one thing I don't like is that you can't undo your step movements. But that's okay. We'll just shoot this guy because we will have to eventually kill those side guys as well. Did I ruin this guy's turn? He never took his turn. Oh, you know what? I bet he buffed himself. It tell me in the chat here. He cast an illusion effect, giving himself plus 16 dodge. Gotcha. Go ahead and paralyzing magic again. Took a little bit of bleed damage there, but he's about to take way more bleed damage. And once again, I forgot the war cry first. Ooh. Okay. I think he just took uncurable. Hold on. Yeah, uncurable from the fire damage means I can't get healed until next run. He's also burning. It's okay, though. He's gained up to 13 strength from all of the levels of Berserker he has. We're going to mental destruction this thing right here. Make sure it just can't do anything with its life. shoot this thing. Because I can't heal that guy anyways. But we are going to get a little closer. So that whenever he does have the ability to be healed, hopefully he doesn't die. Once again. Ah, damn, he dodged. Taking a lot of damage. Do these bleed stacks stack? Let me see. It doesn't seem like it. Hard to tell. Taking a lot of damage though, so I think I'm gonna stop bleeding myself and just kind of take a swing at him. Really? You only can swing once? Interesting. Does he still have uncurable? He does. Well, let's get rid of that one. We can get rid of the bleed, right? We did get rid of the bleed. Good, good, good. Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage. Just 24 HP left. Jeez. Go first. Oof. Well, at least the boss is pretty far down the line. Reduces AP again. Oh, he has 6 HP left. 95% chance to hit. We're just going to kill that guy. And then we're going to run the fuck away. Is he still incurable? God, how long does that last? It doesn't even say. Does it just last forever? I have no idea. We're going to stand between the enemies and him, though, but I think he's going to die because he's losing too much damage from bleed. But we'll take the boss down at least. His death won't be in vain. Yep, there it goes. He does get 1 free revive, and he gets a bunch of extra stats because of it, but I really definitely wouldn't want to burn that. Yeah. It gets a little hard to see what's going on. Like, I kind of wish I could turn my camera. I don't know if there is a way to turn my camera. Left, down, no. Yeah, I don't see a way to turn my camera. But fortunately, I can kind of like look up here if I need to see someone's stuff. 85% chance, nice. Let's move him over here. 75? Damn. Jen? There we go. Boss is down. Just have to finish off this guy now. And he's not gonna make it to his turn. No way. We can use this time to heal. Go ahead and heal that guy over there. If we can, we'll heal this guy too. There we go. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so your character does like this extra animation, and it's different for each gun whenever you go to crit. I do feel like I did a lot of damage to myself with bleed, but I mean, we got there in the end. We did unfortunately lose someone once, but and that's their 1 free revive for I think the rest of the run. This is this guy. And you know what? We're gonna grab a point of empathy this time. Extra HP? That seems like a great idea. And then we're going to only aim for active skills. Allies recover all of their HP. But it costs 3 spirituality. God damn. Do I even have the ability to have 3 spirituality? He doesn't. He only has 1. Only has 1. Dodge the next attack by jumping on a nearby tile. That's really good. Lanu's spoke is like amazing, but I don't even have the 3 spirituality points to even be able to cast it. So we're going to take Loophole. So basically I can activate it and then I dodge my next attack. This is my full healer, so let's go ahead and take 1 there. Again, he has dodge, so he's up to 19% dodge. Oh yeah, there we go. 2 rare options. Target any skips their turn. That's amazing. Oh, here's Luanu's Smoke again, and he has enough stuff to do it, so he will grab Luanu's Smoke full heal. That's like, it's gold bordered, so I think it's like an ultimate or something like that. And that's just chapter 1. I got up to chapter 3 in my own time. And the fights get pretty hard. I never actually lost a fight, but I did have a fight where every single member of my team died, and they all resurrected. But this has been Aetheris, and I have been Areima. If you guys are interested in checking out this game, there will be a link to the Steam page in the description below. I think it's pretty cool, and if you're into tactics RPGs and you want something kind of unique and kind of like explory, then this is a pretty good choice. It's out now and it is very, very polished. I haven't run into any bugs or really anything that I find to dislike. The only comment I'd like to point out is that whenever you play, I would turn up the game speed. I have had it at fast this entire time, and I've also put on accelerate AI turn because it's kind of very slow paced by default, but I mean, unless that's something you just want. Anyways, hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, feel free to leave a like, comment, and or subscribe, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.